Hello everyone, and welcome. Take a moment and think about the world around you. The sunlight streaming through your window, the melody of your favorite song reaching your ears, the invisible signals that bring Wi-Fi to your devices. What do all of these seemingly different things have in common? They all travel in a form that scientists call a wave. Waves are the universe's primary method for moving energy from one place to another. They are elegant, powerful, and absolutely everywhere. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this fundamental concept and explore its most basic building block, the cycle. It might sound like a technical term, but I promise you, it's an idea you already understand intuitively. By the end of our journey today, you'll see the world in a whole new, wavy way. Let's begin by looking at the definition. A cycle is one complete repetition of the wave pattern. Let's break that down. A pattern is a design or shape that we can recognize. Repetition means that pattern happens again and again. So, a cycle is just one single, complete instance of that repeating shape before it starts over. To truly grasp this, let's dive into the graph itself. Think of this graph not as a math problem, but as a story. The flat, horizontal line is our story's timeline. It's labeled time. As we move from left to right along this line, we're moving forward in time. The vertical line tells us about the wave's strength, or its position. And right in the middle, where the two lines cross, we have the number 0. This is our starting point, our home base. This 0 line represents a state of balance or rest. Imagine it's the perfectly calm, flat surface of a pond before a single drop of rain hits it. Our story begins at time 0. The wave is at its resting position. Then, something gives it a push, a burst of energy. The wave begins to rise, moving upward, away from the calm 0 line. It climbs higher and higher, until it reaches its absolute maximum height. This peak, this highest point of the journey, has a special name. It's called the crest. Think of the crest of a wave in the ocean. It's the point of maximum positive energy. But what goes up must come down. From the crest, our wave begins its descent. It falls back towards that calm, middle line, passing right through it. But the momentum doesn't stop there. The wave continues its journey downwards, into the negative territory. It goes deeper and deeper until it reaches its absolute lowest point. This valley is the mirror opposite of the crest, and it's called the trough. It's the point of maximum negative displacement. From the bottom of the trough, the journey isn't over. The wave uses its remaining energy to climb back up, returning once again to that calm, balanced, 0 line. And right there, the journey is complete. This entire, complete journey, starting from rest, rising to a crest, falling to a trough, and returning back to rest, that is one complete cycle. It's the wave's signature move. And what happens after this point? It does it all over again, and again, and again, creating the continuous wave. Think of it like this: it's one full push on a swing, from the middle, all the way forward, all the way back, and back to the middle again. That's one cycle. It's one complete beat of a heart on an EKG monitor. That's one cycle. It's one full turn of a skipping rope. That's one cycle. Now, let's investigate the capital letter T. In the world of waves, T stands for period. The period is simply the measure of time it takes to complete one full cycle. If this wave took half a second to complete its journey, its period would be 0.5 seconds. And this idea of period is perfectly married to another crucial concept, frequency. If the period tells us how long one cycle takes, frequency tells us how many cycles can happen in a set amount of time, usually 1 second. They are two sides of the same coin. Imagine you are clapping your hands. If you clap very slowly, once every 2 seconds, the period is 2 seconds, and the frequency is low. But if you clap very fast, say 4 times in 1 second, the frequency is high, and the period of each clap is very short. This is what gives us pitch and sound. A deep, low bass note is a low-frequency wave. Its cycles are long and slow. A high-pitched whistle is a high-frequency wave. Its cycles are incredibly fast and packed tightly together. And there's one more secret our wave is hiding. The height of the wave. The distance from the calm 0 line up to the crest, or down to the trough, is called the amplitude. Amplitude tells us about the wave's energy or intensity. For a sound wave, a larger amplitude means a louder sound. For a light wave, a larger amplitude means a brighter light. So, when you look at this image now, you're no longer just seeing a squiggly line on a graph. You are seeing a story of energy in motion. You see its resting state, the zero line. You see its highest point, the crest, and its lowest point, the trough. You see the measure of its strength, the amplitude. You see one complete, repeatable journey, the cycle. And you understand that the time this journey takes is its period, which determines its frequency. You've just learned the fundamental language of the universe. A language spoken by light, sound, heat, and energy itself. It's a language of rhythm, repetition, and beautiful, predictable patterns. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Keep looking for the waves around you, because now, you know how to read their story.